LadyChann. Fight.
No.
So I stand alone, and it's just fine with
No,
me.
you don't. No, you don't. Bold said he kind of was with you.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, indecision is a decision just the
Yeah,
same. So, you
true.
know, and he
True.
still favors Canelo slightly
True that.
with a smidget, but he's rooting for Caleb. So, well, as I've been saying for months, I am a Tennessee native, a Tennessee resident, a
I know.
proud Tennessean, and we support our champions. We root for our brothers and our sisters that are in the trenches with us. So for me, I know the odds are stacked against homeboy Caleb. You know what I'm saying? The odds are stacked. Everybody gave their predictions. Hey, and might I say, the panel, you guys have very sound judgment. Your breakdowns visually, I could visualize everything that each one of you was saying. It was like I was watching the fight in my mind, and I could definitely see all of those as potential outcomes. But just like Doctor Strange in Marvel's movie, I believe it was no, it wasn't Endgame, it was Infinity War. Was it Infinity War? Or was it Endgame when he said there was only one way? He saw 14 million different scenarios, and there was only one scenario in which they could get the dub, and even that required taking a few losses and a few lumps on the chin, but ultimately the dub was to be had. Canelo has a plethora of ways that he can win this fight. He's definitely has the skill, and he definitely has, I would say, the experience aspect, being he's been learning on the job since he was 15 years old. My reason for thinking that he is going to lose this fight is not based off of anything that Canelo can or cannot do in the ring, because he's shown us he can do quite a few things. And I feel like the Floyd loss in the two fights with Triple G made Canelo into a upper echelon type of fighter. In both of those fights I've saw, or in both or those three fights, I've seen Canelo make dramatic improvements. He learned a lot from Floyd, whether he'll admit it or not. He learned a lot from those two fights with Triple G. So he is a phenomenal fighter. And, it would be easy and it would be going with the crowd for me to say Canelo's going to get it done. And thank you guys for suggesting those rounds. I might have to put $1 or two. I know this kind of sacrilegious, but I might have to put $1 on 2
Why not, eh?
10 rounds or less stoppage. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
If my heart gonna be broken, I might as well be counting on the shutter while
May as well make money while it's breaking.
while I'm licking my wounds. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, I am definitely going Caleb Plant. I see it. You want a ratio on that? I mean, I'm gonna give it 50-50 because I'm going for Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think that Canelo definitely has all of the advantages in his favor. It's gonna be in Vegas. Canelo is very familiar with fighting in Vegas. I expect him to have a majority of the crowd in his hands. I expect the judges. I don't think that Canelo will have to do as much to win rounds as Caleb will have to do to steal rounds, if that makes any sense to anybody. Now, with that being said, I expect the fight to go the distance. I don't think that Canelo is going to be stopping Caleb this weekend. I expect the dog in Caleb to be the reason for that. I think that even if Caleb went out there and got the dog shit beat out of him, he'll still be standing at the end of that fight. Now, with that being said, I expect Caleb to get started very early. I expect Canelo to try to come out very early as well, unconventional from some of his previous fights. I expect him to try to come out, and what he's going to see is that Caleb is not as slow as he thought he was at the press conference. It's going to be a little bit faster, and he's going to be changing up the rhythm of that jab. He's going to be giving him some medium or mild speed jabs, and then all of a sudden it's going to be just flashes of jabs coming from different angles and different. He's just going to get them off in different ways. and they're gonna be more than one. It's not gonna be one singular jab. It's gonna be more than one. I see him doing that for the first 5 rounds of the fight and winning at least 3 of those 5 rounds. Around round 6, I expect Canelo or Eddie Reynoso is going to be very insistent with Canelo, that he picks up the pace and begins to be very aggressive with Caleb. And this is where we're going to see a transition in the fight. And you're going to see Canelo pick up some of these middle rounds as Caleb is trying to adjust to the aggression that Canelo is going to be bringing. Then I expect Caleb to win probably those last 2 rounds, like the 9th and the 10th, maybe giving up 3. So right now, they will see if he takes the first 3, last 2, that would be 5. And that would be, that would be what, 5-4. So there would either be a 5-4 or there would be either a 5-4 or a 6-3 going into the 10th round. I expect Canelo to win that 10th round, and I expect Caleb to win the last 2 rounds, winning that fight. Will it happen that way? Possibly not. I've heard people say that they have concerns about Caleb's gas tank. I have 100% confidence that Caleb has had enough time, enough of a training camp. He knew that this was coming. Conditioning is something that they have been focusing on, working it on to improve his conditioning for this one fight. This is his time to shine. Eminem had a very popular song called Lose Yourself in the Moment, and I think we're going to see another white boy by the name of Caleb Plant absolutely lose himself in the moment, and it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. He is going to box better than he's ever boxed in his life. He's going to float around the ring like there are 2 small angel wings on the side of his boxing shoes. It'll be similar to looking at the Goodyear commercial with the angel wings on the gladiator sandals. I mean, he's going to be floating around that ring. He's going to be throwing punches from so many different angles. It's going to be just beautiful to watch. And he's going to win on the scorecards. A very tight decision, because Canelo's not going to get blown out on the scorecards, even if it's visually evident that he didn't do enough. But I expect it to be tight on the scorecards with a split decision victory for Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, the first undisputed champion from the state of Tennessee. We are going to throw the biggest parade in Caleb's honor. He's going to get a king's return when he returns to Tennessee. And then he'll go on to do bigger and better things, possibly a rematch with Canelo, where I don't give a damn what happens, because he's going to get this one and he's going to win. So that's my prediction.
Great stuff.
My ratio.